by Mickey Cavill.
This guy again. Hello and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today we're reacting to the Army of the Dead Honest trailers. Now, I've always been a fan of the Honest trailers. I mean, especially the early ones. I think nowadays they're not maybe as memorable, but in general, I've liked them a lot, and I'm kind of looking forward to this one because Army of the Dead is a film that when I first watched it, I really I was a little bit confused as to how I felt about it. I just knew that I thought the people who were zombie enthusiasts would really enjoy it, but I had some major problems with it. I thought it was not as good as people were making out in you know, like reviewers and stuff like that were making out. But ultimately, I at first kind of gave it a passing grade. Now I really think the movie is kind of weird. There's a lot of things wrong with that movie. I think almost every scene you can kind of break down and say like, hey, this is a plot. There's plot conveniences and bad characterization, bad acting. There's no, like, the characters are almost non-existent. They're vapid, they're paper thin. And you know, yeah, apart from a couple of action scenes, it's not that great. Plus, for a Zack Snyder movie, you know, the one thing you always kind of can take away from a Zack Snyder movie is how beautiful it looks, the cinematography, all of those things, or the action set pieces are incredible. And in this one, it's very paint by numbers. I didn't find that it did that much more than a lot of other zombie movies I've seen, which just seem to have much more interesting and imaginative you know, action set pieces in it, or ways that they use zombies. So yeah, I'm kind of curious as to see if Honest Trailers agrees with me. I'm sure it's going to trigger my memory, you know, so I'll tell you, like, in between, like, some of the scenes that I saw that basically, or some of the things in the film I saw that just were absolutely they were absolutely terrible, essentially. Like the way that, you know, some certain revelations in the movie that completely undermined the whole plot or reason of the movie and defied any kind of logic. So let's see, we'll react to this together.
From the love child of Joe Rogan and Michael Bay comes a Zack Snyder film with no one at the studio telling him how to write a script.
Easy peasy Japanesey.
That is so true about Zack Snyder. I said this, I am somebody who's defending Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I have to say this is absolutely true about Zack Snyder. I think Zack Snyder had a lot of studio interference with Zack Snyder's Justice League. I really do. Hey Vishal, what's up, dude? How's it going? I'm good. I'm very tired, but I'm good. Yeah, I think Zack Snyder, with Zack Snyder's Justice League, it had a lot of influence by the studio, and I think it helped a lot the narrative. In Army of the Dead, I don't think it had that oversight, and I think have you seen watch Superman and Lois? Insane episode. Yeah, I need to watch that and review it. Like, I've got to catch up on a few things. Yeah, I saw the beginning of it, and yeah, I agree with you there. But let me get on to this topic at hand. So yeah, like Zack Snyder's script in this is where he gets to tell the story himself. This makes me very, very worried about the idea of Warner Brothers ever bringing Zack Snyder back for the Justice League Part 2 and 3. This shows that this guy should go nowhere near a script, nowhere near, like, he shouldn't, he's not He's a visual director. He needs to get a screenwriter, a really good screenwriter, and really follow the script. He can do all his visual stuff with it, but he needs a script writer to really nail down the script and follow it, because his instincts for storytelling are terrible. So this first bit, like, really is hilarious, actually.
Direct a performance.
And I'll probably die.
She's
Or
the
how to
most
focus the camera. Focus. Focus, please. Focus. Focus now. And focus. 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 Army of the Dead.
Yeah, so true.
Zombies have taken over Las Vegas thanks to Roadhead gone wrong. Oh my lord! And
All right, that is this beginning scene where the yeah, he needs to be controlled because he goes crazy. I've not watched Army of the Dead. You should watch it. It's not it's a little bit of a dumpster fire, and it does, like, as I said, I was kind of worried about his DCEU on the basis of that, or sorry, him ever coming back to the DCEU on the basis of this film. But yeah, like, the opening scene of this movie makes absolutely no fucking sense. I mean, people are literally driving in the road while looking away, putting their head up, talking to each other directly like this, and you're just like, when you're talking to someone when you're driving, you don't have to look in their eyes, you know, so that and it's all just so that it can move on the plot for the cars to crash and then for them to release the zombies. So it's really terrible. And then there's another thing with somebody getting, you know, head in a car, like she's the woman is giving this guy, you know, essentially a blowjob, and in the car, and he's just putting his head back like this, driving the car, going, oh, and you're just like, come on, guy, you look at the road. And so they crash into each other, that releases the zombies. And it was from that moment you were just like, there's something wrong with this movie immediately, because it just immediately takes you out of the movie because of how dumb they're acting. And then you've got this soldier who, you know, after the car crashes, and they see that the containment unit for the zombies has kind of opened. There's somebody on the line that he's talking to on a walkie-talkie who's telling him, get out of there, quick. This is a dangerous situation. And Zack Snyder, and the army guy is literally just standing there for 8, 9, 10 seconds, like, which is an eternity given the situation at hand. And he's standing there, not telling anyone, because he's the only one being informed. Hey, Terrence. He's the only one being informed that, you know, that there is this potential danger that's happening. You know, so he's supposed to be telling all the other army guys to get out of there, but he doesn't act in time. Plus, when they're shooting at this zombie, right, like once the zombie's actually released, none of them goes for a headshot. They're shooting at his body. They're seeing that shooting at his body doesn't work. None of them tries to go for the head. It's really, really badly kind of put together, to be honest, that opening sequence. And also, yeah, again, the cinematography is bad for a Zack Snyder movie. It's all blurry all of the time. You've got some of the most hateful characters in the daughter, like the daughter of Batista's character. One of the worst characters I've ever seen in a movie, period. So there's some fundamental problems at the center of Army of the Dead. Really is.
Now the whole city looks like a spirit Halloween, a paintball field, with the government from Idiocracy all set to drop a nuke.
Dropping the nuke on the 4th would be, quote, really cool and actually kind of patriotic if you think about it.
There's just a few days left for a billionaire to hire some mercs to rob his own casino. But don't worry, that dumb plan is just cover for the military's even dumber plan.
Power to control your own zombie army.
Which is just cover for one woman's even dumber plan to avoid rape.
Right. This is the point of the movie where it completely loses all of, you know, it loses any kind of credibility. The whole mission in this movie is to go and get some 200 million from a bank vault. This billionaire wants his 200 million from this bank vault in Las Vegas. Las Vegas is, quarantined because there's a zombie outbreak in it. Turns out the billionaire didn't even want the 200 million from the bank vault. All he wanted, apparently, Wonder Woman 3 is going to be made with love, LOL. Have you watched Star Wars Revenge of the Sith? I'm getting to it. But apparently, this billionaire didn't even want the 200 million. All he actually wanted was a zombie head from inside the quarantine zone. So why does he have this elaborate plan to send these mercenaries in to get the 200 million when you could just pay for mercenaries to go and capture you a zombie head? And then he's saying that he wants to use this as a weapon, and it's going to be worth much, much more than the zombie head will be worth much more than the 200 million. And you have to think, so what's his plan? To sell this to the army by saying what we can do is drop a zombies into a population and turn them all into zombies? Is that your plan? And start a worldwide pandemic? It's absolute lunacy. Nobody would do that. So, the film is regrettably illogical on all fronts.
Kids.
In case anything happens to me in the next few days, just make sure the kids make it out to Barstow, okay?
I'm coming with you.
Which is just cover for one company's even dumber plan to launch an entire shared universe off one average zombie movie. Hey, remember when we had way too much zombie stuff? Like 5 years ago? Cool. If you want to pull off a great heist,
Netflix is going to regret that. Even if you like the movie, I don't see how this is a franchise. This isn't franchise worthy as a movie. I don't see where you go with this. It's basically The Walking Dead. There's no difference between this and The Walking Dead, except it's just worse. I mean, it's worse than some of the bad seasons of The Walking Dead. And that's saying a lot. Like, towards the end of The Walking Dead, I really was like, this isn't the show that I signed up for in the beginning. And to me, this movie is less coherent and makes less sense than even that.
The perfect crew. Gear up with one damaged badass. One damaged badass. One damaged badass.
One Another damaged badass.
One damaged badass. One damaged badass. A couple of fun-loving badasses. And the world's most obvious traitor.
I don't trust you. I don't trust that guy. I don't trust any of these people, but especially you.
But no crew is truly complete without a show-stealing comic relief. And no one knocks those roles out of the park like Tig Notaro. Because when you get a pro like Tig Notaro, you just sit back and let Tig Notaro do what Tig Notaro does best. Appeal to a younger audience. Experience a film about broke veterans stealing money during a zombie apocalypse that's somehow not a commentary on anything.
We're not in America anymore, haven't you heard?
Which technically makes it an even freer country, right?
What the fuck is he
Only
talking
thing
about
is
in
the
that
zero
line?
the team gives about each other.
Don't go. No, we're a team.
I brought a guy in once. Lost sight of him. Had to leave him.
What are we doing? Just go!
Let's go! Au revoir!
Come on, leave her. She's dead.
Don't screw me!
Just go!
So that's a pretty common theme for you? Leaving people behind?
But there's no time for social satire when there's so many awesome ideas to introduce and never follow up on. Like robot zombies. What's their deal? Who knows? Rain zombies.
You should see what happens when it rains. For a few hours, they'll come back to life.
We should see that. But we don't.
Yeah.
Zombie sex. How's that possible? TBD. And the awesome zombie killing saw that keeps getting teased.
You ready to play? Don't ever touch my saw again, okay?
Oh man, here it comes. It's zombie sawing time.
Trash.
Wait, what? They only use it to make a door? Is Snyder saving the good stuff for the prequel, the sequel, the anime prequel, or the Snyder cut? So settle in for some classic Snyder that may not be his best zombie flick, but it's got a great opening credit sequence.
No, it
Then a bunch
doesn't.
of overlong sense that's
The
not as fun.
opening credit sequence is not. It's not that good either. All of it's bad. There's like a bunch of naked zombies with their breasts out, and you know, you're thinking this is so juvenile that there's these stripper zombies chasing people with their breasts out. It's just completely gratuitous and unnecessary. Yeah, so I don't. There's nothing that is over a 5 out of 10 in this movie.
As it should be, especially when you put a better idea for a movie in the movie.
There's another team of grave robbers.
It could be us in another timeline, and we're caught in some infinite loop of fighting and dying.
I would much rather watch that story.
Any idea what the hell we're hauling? Amelia Earhart, but alive.
Or that one.
Open a new food truck. Just thinking artisan grilled cheese sandwiches.
Or that one. Starring Dave Bautista, looking like he's holding in a sneeze.
That's hilarious. That is so true. I kept thinking that about his face.
Clockwise Orange. Chris deleted. Psalms of Anarchy. Tommy Wiseau. You saw nothing. I guess Flula had a scheduling conflict. Zom Influencer. 8 simple rules for eviscerating my teenage daughter. Get over here! And rob my casino for me. Tricky Martin. Lily Vegas Multipass. And I'm dead. World War.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I expected that. If Zack Snyder makes a Jesus movie, Jesus will turn into a badass. That's very true. No, man, I'm gonna go to sleep in a second. Took a testosterone booster so I can wake up in the best in beast mode. I need to find that, man. I haven't slept like in a long time. I can't sleep for some reason, bizarrely enough. What does it say? Stuff and things. And what's this? I like cheese. All right. Yeah, me too. What cheese is your favorite cheese? But yeah, I kind of feel bad for Zack Snyder. I want him to do well. I can tell he's a talented guy, but he needs to know his limitations, and he needs to just not be involved in constructing the story or the scripts for these movies, because he's obviously very, very bad at it. He's great and talented at coming up with visually spectacular ways of translating what's in a script. But he can't be the one making or writing those scripts himself. It's much like Patty Jenkins. You just can't do it. This was a disappointment. As a Zack Snyder fan, as somebody who was hoping, that I know it's been extremely successful, so that's a good thing. But as somebody who was hoping to see him one day somehow return to the DCU or something to happen, if the DCU doesn't get it to act together by itself and start actually making a good universe, I was definitely hoping Zack Snyder might, they might think after 2 movies, if they failed or something like that, that they might bring Zack Snyder back to do that Justice League Part 2. But with this, I guess it's been very successful, so that helps him. But with this, Warner Brothers has to say to him, dude, you're not coming up with the story. We're going to get a script writer. We're going to get somebody who will make a good script, and literally you'll be free enough to visually create that movie. But like the script, we want some rules here. The guy doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to storytelling. No, man, don't worry. Terrence will make things better. The Chronicles of Terrence is coming soon. Yeah, I want to know what this is. What the Chronicles of Terrence are. I don't feel bad for Zack Snyder, as I appreciated a lot of his work. Look, I don't mean I feel bad for him I just don't want his films getting shit on like this. He's too talented and he's done so much great work that to see him go out like this, with him saying, doing stupid skits on, Saturday Night Live or whatever he did it on, where he's telling Warner Brothers to suck it, and then everyone's bashing his zombie movie. All of that stuff, I just I don't want that for Zack Snyder. You know, I want him to. Have you watched Peanut Army of the Dead? No. What is Peanut? Why do you keep asking me about this? Yeah, I just don't want him to go out like that. I just hope for the best for him. But anyway, I wanted to do this reaction quickly for you guys. That's my reaction, basically. You know, I like Zack Snyder still. I do think people make bad movies sometimes and can come back and make really good movies. He does have some kind of artistic integrity, at least. But I just wish he'd realize his limitations when it comes to storytelling. I don't know what it takes. It went all the way back from Man of Steel. It was very, very noticeable to me in Man of Steel. Continue on in BVS. There's problems even in Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then this one is a complete and utter disaster. I mean, I don't even like Man of Steel that much. I know Terrence does and certain other people do. But, you know, I would put Man of Steel on before this movie 10 times out of 10. It's just a real fall from grace. Glad that he's got the numbers though, that people are supporting him. So hopefully he'll do better with the next movie. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. If you come to this later, you know, like, subscribe for more content. Obviously, comment. I love the comments, and thanks. I'm joking, yeah. I do respond to the comments. So Vishal, Man of Steel is a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece visually, but in terms of the writing, it's not a masterpiece. It's a pretty bad movie in my opinion. But BVS, I feel the same. I think visually stunning, writing not so great. But yeah. Oh, you're joking. I'm joking. Man of Steel is a masterpiece. I'm joking. All right. So yeah, that's me. Like, subscribe, comment. I will respond to the comments. And apart from that, I'll see you on the flip side. And I love you 3000. Peace. Sorry, I forgot my own like ending outro. Yeah. Peace, guys.